Why you snack attack too much? Too much.
Not really, but kind of. So,
Chips. Chips are for eating plain. Oh, sometimes you dip. And I don't really like that.
deep.
Dip.
Oh, dip.
Yeah. Only Doritos.
All right, you ready? Let's rock. It's music by Black Motion. This one is called Ngoma here on Y. It's yfm.co.za. Stream us live. Also, you can download the Y app. It is available on iOS and Android app stores. Now, you may have seen women living with this condition. You may have seen them in your community. You may have seen them just out and about. And you've always wondered to yourself, well, how is it that this woman has got facial hair? How is it that she's got hair on her abdomen? You may have wondered this. We've got the answers coming up for you in this hour of the show. It's called Hirsutism. Am I pronouncing that correctly, Mto?
That is it.
It's called Hirsutism, and it is a stiff or dark body of hair that is appearing on the body where women don't commonly have hair. So this could be on the face, it could be on the chest, lower abdomen, inner thighs, and the back as well. First time understanding this condition for me, at least.
I've seen it before. I just could never put a name to it.
Yeah.
Also because, especially within the queer community, a lot of trans people go through situations where they'll take a hormone to either increase, their chances of growing a beard,
Yes.
or decrease their chances of growing a beard.
Yeah.
But for some people, these hormones self-regulate and sometimes over-exceed expectations. So this morning, we're in conversation with a woman who's living with hirsutism. Her name is Kosi Buthelezi, and she's from Soweto. Good morning.
Hello,
Kosi.
Kosi.
Good morning, good morning.
How are you today? You feeling good?
I am feeling good.
Wonderful. All right, so let's talk about hirsutism, right? At what age did you realize that you were more hairy than the average woman?
It's strange when people ask you such a question because they think you sit there and you look at yourself and think, yeah, I'm 9 now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hair.
Yeah.
I've always had. I grew up hairy. I grew up with people saying that I have sideburns. And it didn't really faze me that I had a lot of hair up until my teen years. And in my teen years, then you become aware that people look at you differently.
Yeah.
And the things they say, their comments, their remarks, then make you pay attention that I'm somehow different.
Yeah. Okay.
Who are you confiding in when all of this was happening, and especially once the kids started teasing and all of that stuff? Or did parents understand what was happening?
I grew up in that era, you would see Ginofuzo. So within the family, it is that we are hairy.
Okay.
So for me, it wasn't a strange thing.
Okay.
And I think we tend to think that it's the kids that tease, but what brought it to my attention was not even the kids that were teasing me because they couldn't care less. It was the older men that look at you and think, ooh, hey, oh, hairy, because I had hair all over my arms and my legs and my back, and then this facial hair.
Are you the first one in your family to be living with a condition like hirsutism, or are there other family members who live with the condition as well?
Strangely, I think growing up, I thought maybe Mfuze or Babikai, because yes, my dad is quite hairy, my uncle is quite hairy, so I always just looked at it in that sense. But now that I had a lot of questions about it, and then realized that there is women that have it at home.
Yeah.
And I would question it, would see, is it a matter of you only get the hair when you're older? Does it appear when you are in your mid-20s? But then I realized also that a lot of women live with shame, so they shave it off.
Yeah.
So you'd never see, you'd think that it's older women, and behlala kusho ukuthi, oh, abo antu abanenkani.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it would look like it's the elders. But it wasn't. It's a matter of when they get to that age, they just feel, why am I shaving?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you see it then.
Yes. Oh, wow.
I mentioned earlier on this kind of thing within the queer community where, as part of gender affirming care, trans women who still have beards will shave them off to almost affirm their femininity. What was your relationship like with your own femininity, and how was it always strong? Were you always, I don't care whether I'm growing a beard, I'm standing within my womanhood?
The journey for me to getting to say I'm feminine or embracing my femininity is quite long. We will sit here forever. But I strangely, I find that there's people who ask or question my sexuality because I keep the beard. And I also wasn't aware that now keeping the hair would mean that my sexuality is not hetero, or I would have to be lesbian to have the hair or keep the hair. I've had people question that. But for me, fortunately, it was my journey through femininity that helped me embrace the hair.
I love that, okay?
Yeah.
I love that.
When I could define the woman in me and love the woman in me, and understand that there's more things to being feminine than just your facial appearance, then I could embrace.
And I can still be a woman with a beard.
With a beard.
Love
it's just
that.
hair.
Yeah. Did you ever contemplate, especially when the beard started to grow, did you ever contemplate shaving it, removing it? How were you dealing with that realization that, okay, my beard is starting to grow and it's starting to grow quite heavily now?
It came in stages. So late teens, I had a mustache. God knows where it went, because I don't have it anymore. And I got into corporate world, and I was a facilitator and a coach. So having to be in the presence of people all the time, my manager would then advise that try shaving the mustache so you look presentable. So that's my journey of hair removal. And as I was going through the shaving, the razor, and then you get the hair grown, I then chose waxing, because waxing was the in thing, and the trends always lead to what kind of solution a person uses. So I went through the waxing phase. I hated it. It was painful. It was expensive, and I would have to do it every 4 weeks. And then the person that I used at the, what do they call them where you do waxing, because it's not a nail bar, but they also have the facial stuff. So then they recommended that because of the ingrowns, I try laser.
Okay.
That was the most painful experience of my life. And it was recommended that I do 10 sessions at the time. I did about 8. The 9th one, because I was based in Joburg, but then I got redeployed to Northwest, I had a very messy experience. It was traumatic. I don't know if the lady didn't understand the process, but I came out of that place smelling like ugewa izwa imbuzi maishiswa.
No.
So the skin was burnt, the hair had been burned, so I had to sleep with that smell. And I think it was one of those steps where I decided, why am I doing this? And by the time I did my 10th session, I moved to Cape Town. So I lived in Cape Town for 8 years. And for the first 2 years, I didn't have the hair. So I thought, okay, laser had worked. Little did I know, and I should have listened to the elders. Just leave it, otherwise it will grow out more. So when I did my laser, it hadn't grown out to a full beard. But 2 years later, then it started growing out and connecting.
I want to know, is there any pleasant experiences you've had because of the beard? Or maybe you've used it to your advantage?
I think I'm using it to my advantage now, not for personal gain per se, but to have a story to tell.
Got you.
Because I've always loved, I love coaching. I love talking to young women. I love talking to women about themselves. I'm one of those people that advocate for self-love. And this helped me in terms of self-accepting. So it gives me, I think the beard became my test, and now I have a testimony.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
it was my test, and now I have a testimony. Love it.
That is powerful. Kosi Twala Buthelezi, joining us in the studio this morning. We're talking about hirsutism and her living with the condition. Stick around.
60 deliver everything you need this summer.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I'm enjoying this conversation.
Fresh summer fruit will get on road. Let's go 60. Decorations and celebration. Let's go 60. Days of sunny will save you money. Let's go 60.
Oh,
Save yourself an hour. Your Checkers deals delivered in 60 minutes. Let's go 60.
YX23 is here, so it's time to gather your squad and unleash your best self with Youth X by Impact. Sivula Magate with your faves with performances from Daddy Wonga, Kabza the Small, Uncle Waffles, Nasty C, and more. Asbangene phela. This is the beginning of your summer. Unlock your X at YX23 Saturday, the 18th of November, 2023.
I already have
I really did is an authorized FSP, T's and C's apply.
From the underground to
Why
mainstream.
are we all doing
Made the mainstream mainstream.
Why?
Smile and self-love.
Ah!
I'm coming back.
I got them from Imprint.
Imprint.
Yeah.
Mzugisi's imprint. How do you know Mzu?
I met him in Cape Town.
Oh, what
Yeah.
part of the... He's a great guy.
I met him because of your LQP, so that January horse race.
Is it Lamorans?
Yeah, the Lamarins.
Yeah.
Lamarins.
Oh.
Well, it used to be Queen's Plate, now it's King's Plate since the Queen is gone.
Oh, they changed it.
Yeah.
Oh, is it influenced by...
It's from England.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're hanging out in the top spots. I've never been to the King's Plate.
No, I love events. I love
Okay, the facts
In Cape Town.
covered most of what
So you
Even
based
in
it
Joburg.
Already?
No, I'm back in
because we
Joburg.
spoke
now.
about the treatments and
So,
Hey, the conversation was nice, Mercy.
yeah, it was nice. It was too nice.
I
the
love-
conversation. So we're gonna start from question 5
Okay, 5.
on part 2.
Can I watch
5, 6, and
some
7.
of the
Yeah.
things?
Okay, no
Because
stress.
Amanyama outfit would win, you know,
Yes.
the
I'm
award.
going to ask,
Oh, okay. So they also do a fashion show at the...
They do a lot of fashion shows, but he
Now,
dresses a lot of people for the event itself. So
consider
he's
And
also
that
even worn
trying
best dressed.
elements
So
to remove the hair, or is she
then when I realized there's something called
How it is
Imprint,
now?
Okay.
I then
Then I started
decided,
5.
okay, let me go check it out.
Yes.
And I went there, and I like the fact that he's very personal. So Mo Figalapa, it's not like uzothenga nje.
You're not another client.
No, he's very nice. He's very, and he invited me. He just launched the Homeway, so 2 weeks back. Yeah, yeah. He does rugs. They do couches.
I didn't see that.
Mm.
Mzu is...
So this is
moving.
quite old. I got this in 2019.
My goodness, it's lasted real nice. That's
Yeah.
some quality. Let me see what Mzu's been up to.
Right, let's go
Imprint
for
Ikai.
part 2. Part
Okay.
2 ere. It's music by Mia. This one is called Closer here on Y. Kosi Buthelezi joining us in the studio this morning. She is living with a condition called hirsutism, right? And we're finding a little bit more about her journey with her facial hair and where she is now. Kosi, we were talking earlier on about the different steps that you had tried to take to remove the beard, right? Do you plan to try again, or are you kind of just content with having the beard now? This is the way that feels most comfortable right now.
It does feel comfortable. I think one of the things I embrace now is you get people that question why you have facial hair. You have people that support it. So sometimes you feel like you'll never win because when you keep it, you're going to get negative comments.
Yeah.
And the day you decide to shave, then the people will be like, oh, what happened?
Yeah.
So I'm at a point where I can do whatever I want. So occasionally, if I feel like it, I would shave my beard, but I've decided to keep it.
Okay.
It took a lot to decide to keep it. I think one of the biggest things I did was in 2019, I decided to join the Movember movement, and I asked the gents how to take care of it. So I think that was the first time I decided I'm going to keep it. Now let me know how the grooming would go.
Yes.
And they were quite welcoming. They gave me advice.
great.
And so now I've been looking at different beard oils that I can use, that because our skin is not the same as men, so I can't just use any beard oil. So I need to try and find something that agrees with my skin.
Sure.
Because has living with the condition vimbered you in any way in your career or personal life?
Fortunately, by the time I decided I'm going to leave the beard to grow, I'd left corporate.
Oh, yes.
So it would have been an issue.
A problem in corporate,
It really would have been an issue. And right now, I don't have to worry about how I look.
Yes.
And it also hasn't been an issue with relationships either.
Yes.
I think sometimes one of the biggest lessons for me for self-acceptance is that you need to firstly love it, love yourself, love the way you are, find a way to present yourself to the world, and they'll accept you.
Yeah. And now that you've done that, now that you've worked through some things and you have found self-acceptance and self-love, how do you respond to people who still have questions? If you're walking in a mall one day randomly and someone comes up to you and asks you, you're a lady, how do you have a beard? What is your general response to questions like that?
Interesting. I build up the...
Is it rude for people to ask you?
Yes and no. It's the manner of approach.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And having lived in Cape Town and mostly by myself, no relatives close by, I would dine alone. I would go to the malls alone, and already I left the beard. So sometimes I forget I have this thing on my face until someone is looking at me, and then I'm thinking, do I have spinach?
Yeah,
And then I remember. And the cutest people are kids, because kids will point, kids will ask, are you a girl or a boy? And they're cute. And it's the parents that are funny, because then they'll try and drag the kids, move them away, and think, the kids are rude. But what has really tested my resilience is social media.
Yes.
I think I've been on TikTok for the longest time, and then I just had this one post that went viral, and I couldn't understand all these comments that were coming, and the general comment would be, if ladies and gentlemen was a person. So now it's become so old that doesn't faze me.
Yeah.
But you would have a person that says, oh, the only thing missing is a D and you would be a man.
Oh, no.
And I'm thinking, what happened to the rest of my body? Why is it that a couple of hair strands on your chin would change your gender?
Yeah.
It's strange how people react.
Yeah.
Some people fall. Some people are rude enough to take a phone and try and record you, like not even asking.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, if there's other ladies who are going through the same thing you're going through, what would you like to advise them by saying?
First, understand what's causing it.
Yes.
I'm lucky that I went through the journey to accept myself, but now I also then have the support of the bearded lady community. I meet with, like yesterday was one of our Zoom sessions, so I have a monthly Zoom session with ladies with beards from all over the world, because when I posted that post I was talking about and it went viral, one of the ladies, it was the first time I realized there's a word called Hirsutism. I also didn't know until 2 years ago.
Yes,
I've had hair for the past over 25 years, but now I had this word and I had to look it up. Then I found other people, and through social media, I found my community. So find the people that will make you comfortable, that will tell you their journey.
Yes.
But also seek medical help, because you don't know. There's causes like PCOS. I think the ladies living with PCOS have it the hardest, because it's not just the hair, it's the weight, it's the hormones, it's the moods.
Yes.
Some of them also don't have fertility. So when I have comments on my post with someone saying, do you have kids? I can't have kids because of this. So other women hate that hair because it has other implications, not just how you look.
Yes.
So luckily for me, ufuzo nje. So I don't have to worry about my hormones. I don't have to worry, because I've done those tests. My doctor was worried at some point to say, you in your 30s, you want to get pregnant, let's do all these checks. So luckily I can stand and say, I just have hair.
Yes. Yes.
Now, you are pretty active on social media, spreading awareness as well. If anyone would like to follow you on the socials, and, you know, there might be someone who is listening to this right now and wants to kind of share this experience with you as well, how do we get a hold of you on social media?
I'm on Instagram and TikTok, and I am Khosi Nganyezi Buteles.
Wonderful. Khosi, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thank you so much for sharing your story. And thank you for being so incredibly brave, right? I think you've inspired a lot of women who might be living with the same condition to do the same. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me.
Alrighty. We're going to continue the chat in the next couple of moments, but we're going to take it from a medical aspect, right? If you are someone living with hirsutism, what do you do? What kind of medical advice